Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to another episode in my community question series. We're now on to episode 8. I want to just thank everybody who has participated in my question series so far. You guys are awesome. I've really enjoyed reading your guys' answers to the questions I have been asking you guys. Whether you guys left it as a comment or a few people who have done video responses, I really enjoyed watching those. I just want to remind you guys that I do have a contest planned at the end of this question series. And for every video that you answer, you will get an entry into the series, but you can actually get 2 entries for every video if you do a comment and a video response to each question. You'll get 2 entries into that contest that we'll have at the end of this series. And if you've missed any of the previous questions, you've still got plenty of time. You can go back and answer those questions at any time you want. I have a playlist created of all the community questions, so you can go back and answer them anytime. If you decide to do a video response, I just ask that you please leave a link to your video as a comment on that particular question video, whether you do this one or the other ones, so I can find it, then I can pin it, and then that way also other people can find it and watch it as well, because I don't always get alerted by YouTube. They don't always alert you to when people upload videos, and I would hate to miss your guys' video. And it also makes it easier for me at the end of the series to tally up everybody's entries into the contest. So I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that if you do leave a video response, please share the link with me so that I can view the video, and then I can also pin it as a pinned comment so everybody else can find the link as well. So really appreciate all the support you guys have been showing my channel and this series. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and you guys have left some great answers to these questions. So we'll get started here with question for episode 8 here is, how much time do you guys set aside each week for video games? How much time do you guys devote to video games? For me personally, I've been dedicating more and more time each week, because one of my biggest goals, and I had started this in 2018 now, a couple of years now here, was one of my big goals was to start playing and enjoying more games. Because, I was buying a lot of them and collecting them, but I wasn't playing as much as I used to in the past. And I wanted to fix that and start playing games more, because as much as I love buying and collecting games, video games are meant to be played, they're meant to be enjoyed. And so I wanted to start playing games more, and that's why I created that goal. And as part of that goal, that's why I created my weekly playlist series, where I go over the games with you guys that I play each week and let you guys know my thoughts on them, my opinions on them. Then I like to get your guys' thoughts on them and get recommendations from you guys, because I wanted to just play more games and get back into playing, because that's something I really enjoyed. And so that's what I have been doing. And especially last year, once, because the pandemic hit, people weren't going out as much, going places that much. I was pretty much going to work and coming home. And so I decided, I was, going to be home anyways, I might as well start playing more games. Now, at the beginning of the pandemic, I really only played Animal Crossing. I already went over that back in last July when I had an update video, that I just wasn't in the right mindset for playing a whole lot of games. It just isn't feeling that great. But since July, though, I have been gaming a lot and played a lot of games and beat a bunch of games, and it's been a blast. And I'm currently playing about 20 to 30 hours a week, and that really just depends on my work schedule, my wife's work schedule, and things we have going on. Because lately, especially the last few months, my wife and I, we both work for the same company, but we work at different stores, and we work different shifts. So sometimes, like, I'll be opening in the morning and my wife will be closing that day. So by the time I get home from work, my wife's already gone to work. So it's just me here. My son's here. He goes to school just a couple of days a week and then there. But, my son's a teenager. He's going to be 17 this year. He's not that excited about hanging out with his parents. I mean, I don't blame him. He'd rather talk with his friends on, they talks on their tablet and all that Zoom stuff, and I don't know, I don't get into that stuff, but my son's into that and chatting and instant messaging each other and that stuff. So he has more fun talking with his friends and that kind of thing than hanging out with his parents, which I don't blame, because when I was a teenager, I didn't want to hang out with my parents that much either. So, I do have a lot of time to just for myself. So I'll play a lot of games, after I get out of work, and then there'll be times where I will be off in the morning and I'll close, working at night, and my wife will be working during the day. So I'll be here by myself again, so I can game before work. And then we rarely we get sometimes maybe one day off a week together, but there's a lot of times that we have different days off. So I'll be off a day and she'll be working, or she'll be off and I'll be working. So it just changes that way. So that's give me a lot of free time to play games when I'm not working. And so I've been trying to devote about between 20 and 30 hours to gaming. We also, because of everything that's going on, we really haven't been going out a whole lot of extra places. I go out, the grocery store, you go grocery shop and stuff. I'll go out and hit up the game stores, but I really don't go out to restaurants as much. We've been trying to eat at home more anyways, to be more healthy. Stop, like eating out all the time, because it's just so easy to do and it's not that healthy for you. And we just really haven't been going out a whole lot either. So, when I'm at home, if I'm not watching TV or something, I'll decide, I'll start playing some more games. And so I have been. And I know a lot of people have been playing a lot more games. And that's why, video games are such a high demand again, as they were really in a decline last year at the beginning of the year. They were kind of, prices were going down, demand was kind of going down. But then the pandemic hit and prices just shot up and demand for games just like skyrocketed up. Because my local game stores, an example, like they had tons of Wii consoles in January last year, and then March hit and they were selling. Then they had to close down for a few months, open back up in like the end of May and June, and they just was sold out, and they just can't keep Wii's in stock. So people are like really wanting to buy games, or really wanting to buy movies again, because people are just staying home more than they are going out, and giving more people more time to play games. But I'd like to know how much time do you guys devote to gaming? Of course, I know everybody's situation is going to be different, depending on how your work life is, and if you've got young kids, you got family obligations and stuff. And obviously, we can't always have a ton of time to game. Like when I was as a kid, of course, I had a lot of time to game, and then when I was in my first apartment single, I had all kinds of free time. It was just work and just me. I had no other responsibilities, and so I was able to play a lot of games then. But now, because of certain circumstances, with the pandemic and with my wife's schedule and my schedule being so different, it leaves me a lot of time to do whatever I want. And so a lot of the time I like to do playing games. I still will go out, I still like to go out game hunting and everything, but I don't like to just go out like 5 days a week and just devote 20 or 40 hours a week to hunting down games, because I've got such a massive collection now that I want to actually have the time to appreciate it and play and beat a bunch of games and just have fun with it. And so that's what I've been doing. Been having a lot of fun playing and enjoying my games. And so I try to get around 20 to 30 hours. Of course, sometimes some things just will depend on if I have to work overtime at work, or anything extra comes up, or if we have any obligations or anything we have to do. Of course, that'll affect my gaming time. But overall, I've been able to get a good amount of hours in every week. And then I also, too, play some games on my phone. I have this one that's a Mario Kart Tour. It's a little Mario Kart game on your phone, which I like to be able to play because I will take the bus to work, sometimes the bus home from work, and so I can just play that on the bus. And I also will bring my Nintendo Switch with me, which is one thing I really like about the Switch, is when I'm at home, I'll play it on the TV, but I love the fact that I can take that thing portable with me, and I can play it on the bus, or if I'm with my wife or something in the car, we're going somewhere, on a long ride somewhere, I can just bust out the Switch and play that and enjoy it. So that's something I really like about having that. Of course, you got I got other handhelds and stuff like that, but I've been really enjoying gaming. It really helps me too with my job, because my job's really stressful. So I have to deal with the general public every day, and if anybody who's ever worked with the general public, how stressful stuff can be. And I got employees under me to deal with, and I got bosses above me, and so it can just get really frustrating. And people have been assholes lately, especially the pandemic has really like made people go crazy. And sometimes I have to deal with these, as people have dubbed some of these crazy people as Karens or something. I've had to deal with a few of those myself. And so when I get home, I want to just relax, and that's what I like doing. I can pop in a game or something and just get lost in the world and relax for a few hours and not have to worry about anything going on. So for me, I like to, like I said, I've been trying to get about 20 to 30 hours a week into playing games, and that's just because of my unique circumstance. Like I said, I know everybody else is going to be different depending what you got going on in your life, and your job, and you got family, other obligations. You might only be able to play a few hours a week, but I'd like to know though. So for question here number 8 is, how much time do you guys devote to video games? You guys set aside each week for video games? I'd love to hear from you guys. You guys can answer this as a comment. You guys can do a video response, or you can do both. I just ask, if you do a video response, again, please leave a link to your video response as a comment with a link in there so that I can find your video, because I don't always get alerted from YouTube when people upload videos, and I would hate to miss it. And that way I can also pin it so that others can find it. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have a wonderful day, and Sleepy will see ya next time.